David Chipman is such a bad candidate for the ATF's director's role that a former acting director of the ATF has come out against his nomination. Sit by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets if you want to learn more. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news. And today we're talking about Michael Sullivan. Michael Sullivan is a former member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives. He made his way to district attorney for Plymouth County. He was also a U.S. attorney for the District of Massachusetts. That was a appointed role. And in 2006, he was appointed to be the acting director of the ATF. And he has come out against the nomination of David Chipman to lead that same group. Now, Sullivan's no longer in the political legal world. He's back to the private sector. But I'm going to show you some of the things he said, and I'll also link the article down below. But it's pretty telling when a former director comes out and says how bad this guy will be if given the nod. And don't forget, tomorrow is the day in which David Chipman will get his markup in the Senate Judiciary Committee. I'll again have a link down below to how you can get a hold of the members of the committee. You can strongly advise them to not vote for this guy. And also I'll have a link down below where you can get a hold of your U.S. senators and again, strongly demand that they don't vote for this communist. And let's get into some of the things that former director Sullivan said about Dave Chipman. So first he says, as former acting director of the ATF, I commend the president for acknowledging that the agency needs a Senate-confirmed leader. They haven't had a permanent leader in quite some time. I have nothing personal against Chipman. I worked with him and I respect and will always defend his right to express his position on firearms. He goes on to say that since retiring from ATF, Chipman has been a registered lobbyist, first with Everytown for Gun Safety, and more recently as a lobbyist, policy director, and spokesperson for the Giffords Gun Control Group. His partisan advocacy is his right as a private citizen, but engaging in his specific advocacy means his ability to objectively carry out the constitutional and legal responsibilities of the ATF and effectively lead the more than 5,000 men and women who serve there will be questioned both within and outside the ATF. Chipman's bias against the exercise of Second Amendment rights has been obvious for years. He has repeatedly called for a ban on modern sporting rifles, an arbitrary limit on magazine capacity, even more stringent regulation of firearm accessories, and less protection of firearm manufacturers from frivolous litigation. Moreover, it has been reported that he mocked those who recently became new gun owners and advocated for the forceful closure of fully legal gun stores during the early days of the pandemic, despite their classification as essential under Department of Homeland Security's essential industries list. With such positions on record, how will he instill confidence in the thousands of legal businesses he would regulate that ATF remains objective? And how will he inspire trust in ordinary citizens that their Second Amendment rights will be protected and firearm laws and regulations will be fairly enforced? ATF's role in and of itself presents a significant challenge. The Bureau doesn't exist to diminish constitutionally guaranteed rights, but instead to combat violent crime and ensure the industry and gun owners are able to freely exercise their rights within the laws enacted by Congress. If confirmed, every decision Chipman makes will be viewed with a jaundiced eye about whether he is dispassionately protecting the Constitution of the United States and enforcing the laws as Congress wrote it, or as he and others in the anti-Second Amendment community wish it had been written. Many in the public will question whether his decisions are made to advance a political agenda. I suspect if asked, Chipman is of the opinion that the Second Amendment is not an individual right as clearly expressed by the United States Supreme Court, but a collective right reserved for those in service. Policy debates around firearms should be left to the lawmakers in Congress, not to agency leaders. If a nominee wants to craft firearms policy, there's a mechanism to do that. Run for office and let the voters decide. The American public and ATF need a leader who is focused on mission, not policy debates. So people are coming out in droves against the nomination of David Chipman. The problem is they're not getting the airtime when it comes to the fake news media, right? All you hear is all these groups coming out in favor of this clown, and not enough attention is given to the truth. You know, how bad is he? Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. Speaking of fire, he was at Waco, and that enough makes him unfit for leading not just the ATF, but any job, especially at the federal level. The things that he has said against the Second Amendment, again, make him unfit, unqualified to be a leader in a position such as the director of the ATF. And the fact that there's an investigation going on right now on did he lose possession of an issued firearm while he was an ATF agent, and he has told Congress no he hasn't, at least the Senate Judiciary Committee, he's told them no he hasn't. Did he lie to them? If so, did he lie under oath? Because that's a felony. I guess we'll wait and see, right? Tomorrow morning is his mock-up, and I will keep you up to date if you want to stay in the know with not just the issues surrounding David Chipman, but if you want to know more about the Second Amendment and the constant struggle we as gun owners face, because the anti-gunners will never stop trying to delete the Second Amendment, then you can subscribe to this channel. This is where you'll get all of that news. And for those of you who have been here for the long haul, thank you so much. My hat is off to you. And to the new subscribers, welcome. I hope you learn a lot here on the channel. Until we see each other again, guys and gals, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.